Hey everybody, Bravado here. Today we are going to learn how to make a YouTube thumbnail using Gimp 2.0. Let's get started. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm not going to try to make this intro too long, as this may or may not be a long video. I'm going to try to break everything down as simply and as quickly as I can. But real quick, if you would, give us a subscribe and a like so that I know you specifically like to see these tutorial videos. If you would, give me a follow on Twitch. I do a lot of editing and variety of gameplay. I also have a new Hover account. It's kind of like TikTok, but cater to live streamers to make short form content. And yeah, join our Discord. Let's get started. So, okay, to get IMP, you go to gimp.org and you're met with this web page. You just click the download button, and from here you can get the BitTorrent site or just get a direct download. It's up to you. It works with Linux, Mac, Windows, and probably more. We're gonna need a couple fonts from this, so I used defont.com, and we are going to quickly just look for a new font. As you see, they have 100 here, if not thousands, 249 pages of such. So we're just gonna download one real quick just to show you guys how to get fonts. I kind of like this font here, so let's go to download, and it will start your download. It will come into a zip file. We show it in a folder. We will extract. We'll just extract it all here. And right here, true type font file. This window will pop up. It'll show you what the font looks like, and then you click install. Now you have to install fonts. If you want to use a special font, you have to install it before you open Gimp. So now that it's installed, let's get into Gimp. Okay, so we're in Gimp. The first thing we're gonna be greeted by this page. The first thing we want to do is go to File and go to New. Now, YouTube templates, I believe, are in 1280 by 720p, so we want to adjust the width and height accordingly. Go to Advanced options. Down here at the bottom where it says Fill With, we are going to fill that with transparency. And then we're going to click OK. Now we have a blank canvas. So there's two ways that you can bring in files. You can either open your file up like this, and you can drag and drop, which is probably the easiest, or you can go to File, Open as Layer, and then you can search through and find your picture folder. And there it is. Okay. So now that that's all said and done, this image I already scaled, but up here you see the scaling tool. You also see a menu called Also in Group. If we right click, you have even more tools that you can select, even with the pathing. Okay, maybe not the pathing tool, but paint, like you have extra options where you can do stuff with. But you just click on the image you need to scale. I think the original size was like this, and you just, you know, scale it accordingly, move it around until it fits the box. Okay, then you hit scale. Now that it's in the box and it's scaled, there's still a little like bit showing right here. Now we can get to manipulating the image. So most thumbnails, you know, have the black and white background, stuff's glowing, there's words all over. We are going to build a thumbnail such as that. So to get a black and white background, right, we are going to want to go to over here to Gimp, to our first file, and we are going to duplicate this layer. Now we're going to click this eyeball and shut that layer off, highlight this file. Then we're going to go up here to colors, and we are going to go to saturation. We're going to scale this saturation all the way down. Turns the image black and white. Okay, now we are going to turn on this layer. I'm not sure what the chain means, so if you accidentally click that, just shut it off. I don't know everything about this program, but I know enough to help you out, right? So now what we got to do is cut ourselves out of this image. And in order to do that, make sure you have this highlighted over here. I almost didn't. because if you have something highlight and you start going to cut around and snip around, you're actually doing the layer underneath of it. So let's go up here to our paths tool. We're gonna highlight that, and then we're gonna have to zoom in to cut my image out. So you hold control and you zoom in, you hold left control and you zoom in. Then what is it? Middle mouse button, you can drag the image around with middle mouse button. And now we are going to start snipping. And I'll speed this part of the video up so you guys don't have to sit here and watch. Okay, now that we got this far and we made a full circle around our cut, hold control and click to connect your path. Now, what we're going to do is hit enter on our keyboard, and that's going to have this dotted line, and that's going to be selecting the path, right? It's going to add alpha to this path. So we go from here, go to select and go to invert, then hit the delete key next to the end key, hit delete, and that will cut out the rest of our image. Like if we shut off our under, that cuts out the rest of our image from our selection. Okay, now that we made it this far, we are going to duplicate this layer. Okay. So we have ourselves duplicated on top of each other. Now we are going to hit invert again and go to grow. We want to grow this maybe by like 8. Okay, see, now that we've grown our image, we have a space in between our image. If we go to edit, we are going to fill with foreground color, and you can select these colors by these two boxes here. The top box is your foreground and your other color. Bottom box is your background. So we're gonna fill this with the foreground color. All right, now I just turned white. Let's relayer this underneath of our image. Now we have a white highlight. Now we're going to duplicate our top image again. And we are going to grow that image by, we'll say 10. Okay, now we have a space in between our highlight and, well, we have a space in between our highlight. So let's fill this with our background color. Now we are blue, drag it below our foreground color. Then we go up here to select, we hit none because we don't want anything selected. Make sure you still have it highlighted. Now we're gonna go to filters. We're gonna add a blur to it. I like the Gaussian blur. As you can see, it's already kind of blurred. And then we can just mess with this here, and that will give us like a glow. I'm sure you've seen it on 100 thumbnails, right? That's gonna give us a glow. The stronger the glow, you know, the more it pushes out, acts like a spray paint. But I like it right around here. Makes it look nice and clean. And as you see, it kind of got rid of that green glow that we were having when we first messed with the image. Click OK. Now we got our first bit done. Come up here to your top image. You're gonna merge it down to make it one image. Now all of this is one image and it cannot be edited separately. If you need it to be edited separately, you go to edit and you just undo the merge, and that would be your only chance to do it, because if you continue with the image and you decide you don't like it, you have to basically either rebuild the image or just do tons of deletes. So let's use our move tool and just kind of move this to the side a little bit. Okay. Now, what else can we add to this image? I would like some words, right? Let's go to our pathing tool and give this a nice background here. Okay, now that we have everything merged down into a first layer, you notice this yellow box. That yellow box is going to mess with us. We don't want that yellow box. So with this transparent background layer, we're going to click that. We're going to use our pathing tool again, and let's change this color to like a green, or rather not like a green, but a green indeed. Let's use a darker green. Now we're going to create a path to from, let's say, here down to like here, and we want to click off the image so it makes a perfectly straight line, and we want to complete the round. We hit enter, and then we're going to fill this with a background color. Now if you look down here on your tile, you see this green triangle in the background box. We're going to move that above the image, and let's go to mode. I like to use hard light. You can play around with this, but as you see, it makes it like a transparent and gives it a little bit more color. Maybe we should make it a little bigger. Let's do that. Let's make it a little bigger, and that's going to make it transparent. I'm not sure why hard light makes it transparent. I feel like that's more of a soft light thing, but hey, who am I, right? Let's go to select and hit none. Now we can merge this down into the image. And let's get off the pathing tool to take those away. Now we are going to add some text. Let's add some text. From here you have fonts that you can go through, and it should, by the way that we downloaded a font, there should be a font here for that. I forget what the font was called though. The font was called Caramel and Vanilla. So let's click there and let's look for Caramel and Vanilla. Of course, it's all the way up at the top, or it should be. Okay, and there it is, Caramel and Vanilla. Okay, so adding text is kind of weird, right? We wanna, what color should we make the text? What color goes good with green? Let's make the foreground color. Let's just leave it white. Hinting, I'm not sure what hinting is. So let's click over here somewhere. Let's click like right here. Our font, depending on how big your image is and what you're doing, what audience you're trying to capture, you're going to want to try different fonts or a different font size. So let's call this build. Okay, you notice how I went all the way back and it changed back to 62. That is why this is a challenge. Okay, build this thumbnail. All right, so obviously it's way too big for what we're doing. So we're gonna use our move tool. Oop, we're not gonna move that. We're not gonna try to move that. Make sure that you have, yeah, it's selected. Okay, click within the yellow box. And now our image is off-centered a bit. Okay, now we highlight the build. Let's make sure that this is within our means. That's good. Now remember how I said that there's different tools? Well, we're going to use the rotate tool. Make sure you click scale, go to rotate. Now we can spin this image around. We have it there, click rotate, go back to our move tool. Make sure you have the right thing selected. While we do, make sure you click in the yellow box. Okay, yeah, just make sure that you're clicking the correct thing. And I have a typo in there. Okay, so let's go back to our scale tool. Make sure we can scale it down enough to fit the image, but still be legible. Okay, I kind of like where that sits. So now let's duplicate the area, and just like we did our image, let's do it to the letters. So we're going to duplicate this about 3 times, well, 2 times. From here, let's select the bottom one down. We are going to right click and add alpha to selection. That way we don't have to cut everything out. And from here, just like we did, we're going to grow the layer. Let's grow it by 6. And let's fill that with a background color. What color will contrast this good? Well, we have white, so let's give it let's try to add a drop shadow to it, right? So let's add a black. Okay, see how it already added? And if we want, we can move this. We can move this around just off, just enough for it to have like a background. And let's, with our third layer, okay, so that error that we just seen, the floating, down here at the bottom, you'll see an anchor. You click that anchor, that will go away. What you're doing is you're anchoring it in place so it doesn't move. Okay, so now let's go to here and let's add alpha to selection yet again. We're gonna grow this by, that's at 6, let's grow that by 10. And we're going to give it a contrasting color. And let's fill that color, drag it all the way to the bottom tier. We're gonna drag this down to the bottom. We're going to go to select none. Make sure you have the right thing highlighted. Go to filters and we're going to reshow Gaussian. And then we're going to click OK. Now let's merge these down. And if we merge it down one more, that makes it a complete image. Okay, now that this is one image, we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Export As, and we are going to call it, well, we'll call it Gimp Thumbnail, if I can spell. .png. If you change, you can change this into different file types by changing the PNG to the file type like JPEG or JPG, stuff like that. I just export them as PNGs for obvious reasons. It's a smaller file. It works with YouTube, and it's my preferred file format. So after we do that, let's select where it's going. Go to here, or wherever your picture folder's located, and go to export and click export again. Now you're going to be greeted with this. I don't mess with anything here. I just click export again, and that's our thumbnail. And yeah, that's pretty much how you make that's pretty much how you make a thumbnail. So I hope you guys found this video interesting. I hope you found it insightful. Play around with Gimp. If you need any help or if you have any further questions about things, leave them down in the comments. Or come to my Twitch and ask me there. Join our Discord. I am always down to talk about YouTube and live streaming. It's quite a fun hobby. Let's see, I opened up a Hover account. If you guys would use my referral link, sign up to there. It's like TikTok, but catered to live streamers. You get to discover a plethora of people, and you get to help me out. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.